Castles, they have always captured our imaginations. Through tales of great battles and grand celebrations, from kings and queens to brave knights and fair maidens, no fairy tale would be complete without them. Here are the largest real-life castles in the world today. As the Lucky Life presents, Lucky's 7 biggest castles.
Number 7. Buda Castle. Buda Castle is the historical castle and palace complex of the Hungarian kings in Budapest. It was first completed in 1265, but the massive Baroque palace today occupying most of the site was built between 1749 and 1769. The complex in the past was referred to as either the Royal Palace or the Royal Castle. Built in the 13th century, the first castle was located on the south spur of Castle Hill to provide protection from attacks by Mongols and Tatars. The current incarnation of Buda Castle, also sometimes called the Castle Palace, is a massive 18th century, neo-Baroque style structure of more than 200 rooms. These are arranged in a symmetrical layout around the 62-meter high central dome facing the Danube. Speaking of the Danube, few sights are as breathtaking as seeing the illuminated castle from the river at night.
Number 6. Spiš Castle. The ruins of Spiš Castle in eastern Slovakia form one of the largest castle sites in Central Europe. The castle is situated above the town of Spišské Podhradí and the village of Žera, in the region known as Spiš. It was included in the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites in 1993. Built on a 634-meter-high limestone cliff on the crossroads of medieval merchant routes, Spiš Castle was first a walled settlement until the 2nd century AD. Indeed, the remains of buildings dating from that period were discovered during an archaeological survey. Yet, the first written mention of the castle is to be found in the letter of documentation of King Andrew II of Hungary and dates back to 1209. The medieval castle, the property of the Hungarian monarchy until the 15th century, was built gradually, first around a huge round wooden tower known as the keep. Unfortunately, this keep didn't last long as it was destroyed at the end of the 12th century by tectonic activity. Around the beginning of the 13th century, the castle hill was fortified with walls and the so-called Romanesque palace was built with a new round tower next to it. It became an impregnable fortress.
Number 5. Hohensalzburg Castle. Hohensalzburg Castle, located in Salzburg, Austria, is one of not only the largest, but also the best preserved castles of Central Europe. Archbishop Gebhard von Helfenstein is the man credited with the initial construction of the castle in the year 1077. The original basic fortress and wooden wall was gradually expanded over the preceding centuries. Leonid von Kuchak further expanded the castle in the 16th century. The distinctive ring walls and towers were added in 1462. The castle features a rather unusual coat of arms, depicting a lion and a turnip. Various stories suggest how this might have come about, but the most likely explanation is a representation of the agricultural heritage of Archbishop Kuchak's family. The fortress became one of the few military installations in Austria, which was never taken by attack. The only exception was the Napoleonic Wars, during which the castle was surrendered without a fight. However, at that time its status had already been diminished and was used as warehouses and barracks. Nowadays Hohensalzburg is on the list of Austria's most popular tourist destinations, attracting visitors from all over the world. If you like this content, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a thing.
Number 4. Windsor Castle. Windsor Castle has been a royal home and fortress to the British monarchy for over 900 years. It's the largest occupied castle in the world, and remains a working palace today. The Queen uses the castle both as a private home, where she usually spends the weekend, and as an official royal residence at which she undertakes certain formal duties. The castle is located in Berkshire, England, and was built as a Motte and Bailey castle by William the Conqueror, 1066 to 1087. Converted into stone by Henry II of England, 1165 to 1179, the Shellkeep Tower was rebuilt by Edward III of England, 1327 to 1377. The castle was then added to and modified many times over the centuries.
Number 3. Prague Castle. Prague Castle is a castle complex in Prague, Czech Republic, built in the 9th century. It is the official office of the Czech president. The castle has been the seat of power for Bohemian kings, Roman emperors, and presidents of Czechoslovakia. The castle's first stone building was the Church of the Virgin Mary, though only sparse remnants of the original structure remain today. There have been 4 major reconstructions over the years, which has given it an eclectic architectural style. The main discernible styles in the castle complex's construction are Romanesque, Gothic, and Baroque. Prague Castle features the St. Vitus Cathedral, which took several centuries and multiple architects to complete. The stained glass windows are an especially prized aspect of the cathedral, having been designed by famous artist Alphonse Mucha. Prague Castle has been an important symbol of the Czech state for more than 1,000 years. It is perhaps the most prominent landmark in the magnificent capital city, and it absolutely dominates the city's skyline. More than 1.8 million tourists visit the castle every year.
Number 2, Mehrangar Fort. While the people of India refer to grand structures like these as forts instead of castles, this beautiful fortress is undeniably considered to be the Indian equivalent of a castle and thoroughly deserves its place on this list. This awe-inspiring structure has 7 gates through which the fort can be entered, each of which were made by different rulers. The impressive castle is located in Jodhpur, Rajasthan, on a rocky cliff named Bakur Chiria, which means the Mountain of Birds. Mehrangar Fort is a historic site steeped in legend, including tales of curses and human sacrifice. One of the best preserved and largest forts in India, it towers 400 feet above the city of Jodhpur. The fort and the structures inside it were built over a long period of 5 centuries, starting from the middle of the 15th till the 20th century. Thus its architecture reflects influences and elements from different eras, giving its beauty a unique charm. Founded in 1459 by Rajput leader Rao Jodha of the Rathore clan, it is owned and managed by the Jodhpur royal family to this day.
And Lucky's number 1 biggest castle is Malbork Castle. Malbork Castle is the largest castle in the world. Also known as Marienburg or as the Castle of the Teutonic Order in Malbork, this Polish landmark is also believed to be the largest brick fortress in the world. The group of German crusaders known as the Teutonic Knights formed this colossal structure with military strategy in mind. The unique brick construction used red bricks far larger than we usually use today, making this castle both visually striking and nigh impermeable. The castle had both a religious and a political function. Here lived the Grand Master and the daily management of the order, and about 3,000 knights. The favorable position of the castle on the river Nogat allowed easy access by barges and trading ships arriving from the Vistula and the Baltic Sea. During their governance, the Teutonic Knights collected river tolls from passing ships. They controlled a monopoly on the trade of amber. When the city became a member of the Hanseatic League, many Hanseatic meetings were held there. It is one of 2 World Heritage Sites in the region of north-central Poland, together with the medieval town of Torun, which was founded in 1231. Malbork Castle is also one of Poland's official National Historic Monuments, is designated on September 16, 1994 by the National Heritage Board of Poland. The castle is a classic example of a medieval fortress.
This has been Lucky's 7 biggest castles. If you have an idea for a top 7 list, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.